Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, if you're on the podcast platforms, please subscribe. And if you are on YouTube, I would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button as well as the like button while you're at it. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up the place. And let's get into this conversation. I previously talked about this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. He is the founder of FTX. It was a crypto trading exchange company, and he filed for bankruptcy after losing billions of dollars in his investors' money into this exchange. And that he was actually going to be a speaker at a financial conference, and people were like calling us out on Twitter saying like, what the F? Why is this guy even free, let alone speaking at a financial conference? Like, are we kidding right now? Well, it's been reported that he has actually been arrested recently in the Bahamas, and the U.S. has filed criminal charges. So they're basically working on trying to get him extradited back to the States. So the story is the co-founder and former CEO of bankrupt crypto trading firm FTX was arrested in the Bahamas after the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. And if you've ever heard about them, you know they don't play. Like, those are the ones that are dealing with the Trump organization, and even Jen Shah of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She's actually slated to be sentenced in the new year because she actually finally pled guilty when she initially was pleading not guilty. But all of her partners and everything, they've since pled out. And so I guess she was just like, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. But same district. And his arrest is the first concrete move by regulators to hold individuals accountable for the multi-billion-dollar implosion of FTX last month. Sam Bankman-Fried is expected to be extradited to the U.S. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested by Bahamian authorities Monday evening after the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York shared a sealed indictment with the Bahamian government, setting the stage for extradition and U.S. trial for the one-time crypto billionaire at the heart of the crypto exchange's collapse. His arrest is the first concrete move to hold individuals accountable in this situation. Before his arrest was announced, Bankman-Fried had been expected to testify virtually before the House Financial Services Committee on Tuesday, but his attorneys told CNBC that he will not appear. Rep. Maxine Waters, Democrat of California, who oversees that committee, said that she was surprised at his arrest and disappointed that Congress would not be able to hear from him on Tuesday. Damian Williams, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, that the federal government anticipated moving to unseal the indictment in the morning. The charges include wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering, according to the New York Times, citing a person familiar with the matter. Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission has initiated a separate set of charges against him relating to violations of the securities laws, which will be filed publicly in the Southern District of New York. Bahamas Attorney General Ryan Pender said that the United States was likely to request his extradition. The Royal Bahamas Police Force confirmed his arrest and said he would appear in magistrate court in Nassau on Tuesday. In a statement, Bahamian Prime Minister Philip Davis said the Bahamas and the United States have a shared interest in holding accountable all individuals associated with the FTX who may have betrayed the public trust and broken the law. While the U.S. is pursuing criminal charges against SBF individually, the Bahamas will continue its own regulatory and criminal investigations into the collapse of FTX with the continued cooperation of its law enforcement and regulatory partners in the United States and elsewhere. Bahamian regulators and FTX's attorneys had been engaged in a bruising battle in chambers and in the court of public opinion, Earlier Monday, FTX attorneys accused the Bahamian government of allegedly working with Bankman Fried to spirit away FTX assets from company control and into crypto wallets controlled by Bahamian regulators. Bankman Fried's arrest by Bahamas law enforcement, as well as his expected extradition, suggest that close cooperation between the Bahamas and the U.S. will continue to evolve throughout the bankruptcy proceedings, because, as you know, he did file for bankruptcy protection. The Bahamas and the U.S. have had an extradition treaty in place since the early 20th century, when the Bahamas was still under British control. The current treaty was signed in 1990, to be more exact, and requires that the requesting party provide an arrest warrant issued by a judge or other competent authority. In November, FTX and its affiliates filed for bankruptcy, and Bankman Fried stepped down from his role as CEO. The crypto trading firm imploded in spectacular fashion following a run on assets similar to a bank run. FTX's collapse was precipitated when reporting from CoinDesk revealed a highly concentrated position in self-issued FTT coins, which Bankman Fried's hedge fund Alameda Research used as collateral for billions in crypto loans. Binance, a rival exchange, announced it would sell its stake in FTT, spurring a massive withdrawal in funds. The company froze assets and declared bankruptcy days later. Reports later claimed that FTX had commingled customer funds with Bankman Fried's crypto hedge fund, Alameda Research, and that billions in customer deposits had been lost along the way. And it is absolutely insane. Some people reportedly lost all they had, so they say. I will never understand that. I'm not a big finance person. I am sure, though, that they teach you when it comes to investing that you don't invest what you can't afford to lose. So I'm not going to say I don't feel sorry for people, because I do, because I don't know. Some people, they just get greedy and they feel that this is their like big opportunity. But most people don't get rich overnight. That's like hitting the lottery. You just cannot afford to risk it all for the sake of a hope and a prayer that you're going to make it big overnight. That's a foolish way of thinking. And it's a really sad state to see. But honestly, I'm glad that they got him, because I was wondering if they were going to do anything in terms of criminally charging him. And I'm glad to hear it. Although criminally charging him is not going to get these people their money back, of course. It's like the Bernie Madoff situation many years ago. And we know he died in prison because I believe he was sentenced to life. But yeah, he lost a lot of people's money. It was like a scheme and a fraud. But a lot of these people that were investing with him, they were trying to really make it big, and they were misled, but they invested all that they had, and it was just not a smart way of doing things. So we'll see what comes of this situation, but I just wanted to bring an update since I did talk about this earlier, and I just thought that it was crazy that they were going to have him speaking at this financial conference, and he had just lost billions of dollars and filed bankruptcy and stepped down as CEO and all of this other craziness that was going on in that situation. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments section. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until the next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.